Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, to the channel IT Simplified. I hope you're having a good time with your family and friends. In today's session, I'm here to talk about how you can bring backup exec and cloud adoption opportunities, and we'll see some of the options which are available. Now, when I was thinking of making a session on this topic, I realized that a lot of organizations they are using backup exec as a data management solution, and I thought maybe this will be a good topic. And with the cloud being one of the premier topic that people they want to bring into their conversation, and especially from the data management perspective, I hope this will be of interest to you. So let's look at the first capability that backup exec can provide you. So the first thing I will say is offsite storage. In order to explain, let's look at the very typical environment generally SMB or small and medium business will have in their environment. So say for example, this is an on-prem infrastructure an organization has. In this, they have physical, virtual, they're using Hyper-V or VMware, doesn't matter. It can be Windows, Linux. And what they have is, they have backup exec in the environment that they're using to protect. It's attached to a storage, right? That's the very typical environment people they have. So when we talk about the cloud, the common problem that I see the customer they are facing is they want to have an offsite storage. We all are familiar with the 3-to-1 rule. So you want to have a 3 copies of data on 2 different media and 1 copy offline. And this 1 copy I can put in the storage, in the cloud storage. And the good thing is that backup exec comes with cloud connectors. Doesn't matter which backup exec option you buy, backup exec 20.6 comes with a cloud connector, and it comes with cloud connector for Azure, AWS, Google, just to name a few of them. And there are more options available. So from the SMB perspective, generally what happens, they're always looking for a place to save their data and the copy which is not their on-prem. So in case something happens to their on-prem data, they're still able to restore that. And actually, this functionality is not new. This functionality has been there since the Backup Exec 16. But the good thing is that Veritas Backup Exec 16, since they introduced this, they keep on adding multiple storage options. So if you look at, for example, in Azure, they have different tiers. They have hot, they have cool, they have archival. Similarly, in AWS, you have S3, Glacier, there is deep glacier also. So as you move up the backup exec version, it is more compatible with all these. So what you can do is you can create a copy on-prem, what you call disk to disk, and then you can create a copy in the cloud. So disk to cloud. That's one option. But if you are falls in a under circumstances in which you don't want to create a copy on-prem, we can send the data directly to the cloud. So you can go right away, disk to cloud straight away. And I think that's a great case scenario because cloud offer you the scalability as well as the elasticity of the storage. and you only pay for how much you consume. So for example, if you create a say a storage account of 100 gig, and out of that I only use 20 gig, I'll be paying only for the 20 gig, right? So that's the beauty of using the cloud storage. And as I said, Backup Exec 20.6 comes with all these cloud connectors, and they are included for free. And you can use this as an offsite storage location. So in case your on-prem data, say for example, get corrupted, you can use the cloud storage for backup and restore your virtual machine, your servers, all those case scenarios that you're already familiar with. So I think that's one use case scenario of using Backup Exec 20.6 when it comes to using the cloud storage. Now let's look at the second option. Now again, I will use a typical case scenario that generally most of the SMBs they fall in, right? So say you have virtualized environment. Again, it can be on Hyper-V, which is again very common in small to medium sized environment, or you can also have a VMware environment. And you have mission critical applications running on these virtual machines, right? And you are again using Backup Exec. Because for small companies, it is very difficult to invest in a DR site because we are just waiting for that disaster to happen. You're paying for the rent, you're paying for the licensing, and all those costs generally which are associated with. Now, the good thing is that with Backup Exec, you can use your cloud as a DR site, and I'm talking about in this case Azure. So you can replicate your VMs and bring that up in Microsoft Azure, and it's all integrated with Azure Site Recovery. So right from the Backup Exec management console, you can manage those. You can see how the replication is taking place, and you can replicate those images. And again, the beauty about the cloud is that during the replication time, you only pay for the storage and whatever is the cost for the Azure Site Recovery. And once the replication has taken place, and if you want to bring, so something has happened to your on-prem environment, and you want to bring those virtual machines up in the cloud, at that time, the compute charges will apply. But during that time, it's only going to be the agent cost and the storage cost. But the important point over here I want to make it is that in case you want to bring this cloud adoption opportunity, if you're using Backup Exec and want to protect your on-prem mission critical application right within the Backup Exec console, there is an integration with Azure Site Recovery that will allow you to do, and you can do this to protect both your Hyper-V as well as your VMware environment. And I think that's another great use case scenario for Backup Exec customers. What else? So let's look at the third and the final option. So what we see is that now a lot of customers, or what I call them, born in the cloud. And this can include Azure, Amazon, doesn't matter. So they're deploying their infrastructure in the cloud. And we all know that you can only deploy them as a virtual machine, which is infrastructure as a service. Right? But you need to still protect it. You need to back up your data. So if you're running maybe SQL, you're running your DCs, you're running your file servers, you need to protect that. And the good thing is that you can deploy backup exec right from the marketplace. I'm using marketplace from Azure side. I don't know what it's called in Amazon, but they have pre-configured images which are there for this Veritas backup exec, and you can deploy this, and this can be used to protect all these mission critical machines which are deployed as infrastructure as a service, and you can use them to protect it, back it up, and in case something happens, you're able to restore back to the original machine, or you can have that to the alternate machine. But all these options you can utilize as of today by utilizing Veritas Backup Exec in case you're already using, or maybe if you're planning to use in the future, you can use it for using it as an offsite storage with cloud. You can use it for DR site. If you don't want to invest in your own DR site location, you can use cloud along with Backup Exec. And in case you're deploying infrastructure as a service in any of the big cloud vendor, you can deploy backup exec 20.6 right from the marketplace, and you can protect your all those applications that will be deploying in infrastructure as a service. So these are some of the case scenarios that you can utilize backup exec, and you can bring the cloud adoption opportunities with that. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.